Hello, everyone. In daily life, surely everyone has encountered a scene of clothes piled up in a mess. Sometimes we finish washing and don't have time to fold them. Sometimes we rush to search in the closet, causing the clothes to shift and fall, looking very messy. Not only does it take time to find clothes, but it also makes the clothes wrinkled and untidy. I often encounter that situation. Towels, sweaters, t-shirts are piled up on top of each other, taking one thing and dropping another. Therefore, today I will share with you a few tips to fold clothes and towels neatly and securely, helping the closet to always be tidy and not messy when taking things out. The special thing is that these folding methods are very quick, simple, easy to remember, but the effectiveness will surprise you. There are tips for folding a shirt so tightly that it won't come apart, tips for turning a thick sweater into a cute rolled sponge cake, and there's even a way to fold a shirt and pants together into one neat outfit. Tip number 1, folding the towel. First, we will start by folding the towel. Normally, when storing towels in the closet, many people just fold them in half or in quarters and then place them on top of each other. This method is quick but very easy to unravel. With this tip, the towel is not only neat, but also firmly fixed like a roll, easy to take out or put away. First, I spread the towel flat on a large flat surface. Then, fold the edge of the towel on one side over the edge of the towel on the other side to form a large isosceles triangle. Next, I use my hand to hold the top of the triangle tightly and pull it to the opposite side. At this point, the top of the triangle has become the middle point of the towel. Next, I hold the right edge of the towel, from the direction the person is looking in, and fold it close to the top of the triangle. At this point, the towel has the shape of a long and neat strip of fabric. Then, I gently turn the towel face down, then started to roll it horizontally. When rolling, remember to smooth it out so that the folds are flat and even. The most important point is the last edge of the towel. I cleverly tuck this edge inside the towel roll, like a small lock to keep the entire towel roll from unraveling. So I have a neat, sturdy towel roll that is easy to store in the closet or take on trips without worrying about it being messy. Tip 2. Fold the shirt securely with a tag. Usually, when folding a shirt, we just fold it in half or in thirds, then stack it in the closet. This method is quick, but has a big disadvantage. Just take a shirt at the bottom, or accidentally bump into it, and the whole stack of shirts can easily come loose, get messy, and fall down. Especially when you want to fold it neatly for traveling, the shirt will be even more easily wrinkled. With this tip, the shirt is not only neat, but also locked tightly, comfortable to hold without worrying about it coming loose. First, I spread the shirt flat on the table or bed. Then, prepare a rectangular tag. You can use a hard card, cardboard, or a piece of plastic with moderate hardness. I put this tag right at the bottom corner of the shirt. Now, I fold the tail of the shirt up, exactly the same length as the tag. Thanks to that, when finished, this piece of fabric will become a lock to hold the entire shirt tightly. Next, I turn the shirt face down so that the shirt was pressed against the table. Then, I folded one side of the shirt inward so that the edge was aligned with the middle part. As for the sleeves, I folded them outwards so that when I folded the next layer, it wouldn't be too thick. Do the same with the other side of the shirt, creating a slim rectangle. Next, I folded the shirt into neat folds from top to bottom. When the shirt was almost finished, I turned the tails outwards, covering the entire shirt, helping to keep the shirt tightly in a neat, sturdy block. With this folding method, the shirt becomes very compact, flat and not easy to come apart. You can comfortably put it in the closet, put it in a backpack, suitcase, without worrying about it being messy. This is really an extremely useful tip for those who travel a lot or want to keep their wardrobe neat at all times. Tip 3. fold the sweater. First, I lay the sweater flat on the table. Before folding, I turn the sweater inside out. Then, I fold one side of the sweater inward so that the edge of the sweater is close to the middle line. At this point, the sleeve on that side is still diagonally upwards, neatly placed on the body of the sweater. Next, I fold it one more time so that the fabric forms a long, straight strip. After 2 folds, the entire sweater is no longer spread out, but has been neatly folded into a long rectangle. Now, I start folding the 2 ends of the sweater together. While folding, I use my hands to smooth the sweater so that it doesn't wrinkle and the folds are more even. When you finish rolling it, you will see that the remaining sleeve is still exposed. This is the key to fixing it. In the final step, I use this sleeve to cover the entire folded roll of sweater. Thanks to that, the sweater is held tightly, not coming loose even if you move a lot. The final result is that the initially thick sweater has turned into a neat, round, sturdy, and beautiful roll. Tip number 4, fold the shirt in place with the body of the shirt. First, I lay the shirt flat on the table or floor. Then, instead of rolling the sleeves up like in the previous tips, this time I fold the sleeves down. Next, I turn the shirt over so that the back of the shirt is facing up. I continue to fold the remaining half of the shirt inward and place it on top. Next, I flip the 2 ends of the shirt together. At this point, you will see that the bottom of the shirt has an opening, like a small pocket. Finally, I put the entire top of the shirt inside this bottom, like stuffing the shirt into a shell. The bottom of the shirt will hold and secure the entire fold, preventing the shirt from popping out. The result is a neatly folded, square and sturdy shirt. When placed in the closet, the clothes are stacked on top of each other without fear of being displaced, and it is extremely convenient to bring when traveling. This is a very useful tip for those who like to be quick and secure when arranging clothes. Tip number 5, fold the shirt to expose the neck. As with the previous tips, I continued to flatten the shirt. Then, I folded the left side of the shirt down, about 1/3 of the width of the shirt, then turned the shirt back to the top. At this point, the sleeves were also folded outwards to avoid making the shirt bulky. Next, I did the same with the other side of the shirt. After these 2 steps, the shirt became much slimmer. Now, I folded the shirt into 2 consecutive folds from bottom to top so that the shirt shrank into a square block. When you turn the shirt back to the front, you will see the V-neck clearly, flat and not deformed. The special thing about this tip is that the V-neck always keeps its original shape, not distorted or shrunk, so when you take the shirt out to wear, you don't need to spend time adjusting the neck. Tip 6. Fold the shirt and pants. First, I lay the shirt flat on the table with the front facing down. Then, I flip the tail of the shirt up about 5 centimeters, like creating a small pocket at the edge of the shirt. This will be the final lock when folding. Next, I turn the shirt inside out and place it vertically. Then place a pair of shorts neatly in the middle of the shirt. Adjust so that the pants lie more evenly and neatly. Now, I start folding the 2 sides of the shirt inward, hugging the pants. Continue folding the shirt from top to bottom into neat folds. The most important point is in the last step. I use the tail of the shirt that was folded 5 centimeters from the beginning to wrap it back, covering the entire block of shirt and pants. Thanks to that, the whole outfit is tightly fixed, not afraid of it coming apart, even when moving a lot. So with just a few simple tips, we can fold clothes and towels neatly, securely, and save space. Hopefully, these methods will help your wardrobe stay more organized. If you find it interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to support me.